Welcome back, week 2, Truth No Chaser.
That's right, y'all. Thanks for joining us again.
It's your girl Ashley
and your boy Jay
and your man Frank. What's going on?
What's happening? So, kicking right off. You know, I'm excited this week.
Well, oh boy, we know he's so excited.
So I'm wearing a shirt. It's the ISBN number. That's where you can find my sister's book. My sister Shaylin Sabri has been nominated for a 2020 NAACP Image Award for her book Mistress.
Too dope.
So I am such a proud big brother right now. It's like I wrote it myself.
Right.
Yeah. So
let the people know that where you can get it, because I want to read it myself.
You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Barnes and Noble. You can order it everywhere. So it's under mass distribution. Mistress book. I think it's mistressbook.com. We'll also have the information on our website. We'll also be having the book because she is a platinum member of Truth No Chaser.
Yes, our first platinum member.
Yep. So we'll be having her book showcased here for the shows going forward. But Mistress, it's the poetry collection based out of Charlottesville, Virginia. The writing scene was the Monticello, which is the home of Thomas Jefferson, where he housed his mistress and owned his mistress / slave, Sally Hemings. So it's a collection of works written from her perspective and from the disenfranchised black woman's perspective there. So.
That sounds dope. Yeah, congrats.
Definitely proud.
He was so excited.
Still, I'm actually super toned down right now. I'm trying not to be ignorant and disrespect her book.
I've seen somebody send your post like, I thought you were going to go extra and overboard. You're like, I'm trying to tone it down. So
I'm going to end up going overboard.
We know it.
Especially if we go to the award show. And if she win,
Lord, he going to be that ignorant black folk.
I'm going to be stupid.
Well, I got a tailor for you.
Get your suit made.
Miguel Wilson. That's my man.
Okay.
We're hooking the suit up. Well, since we're talking about congratulations, let's give a shout out to When They See Us.
That's right.
They won a Critics' Choice Awards over the weekend.
Well
deserved. Yes, they did.
And do you believe it's only their third award out of 16 they've been nominated for?
That's crazy.
Their third.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, when I first saw that, Tiffany refuses to watch it because she saw the interviews with the Exonerated Five.
She hadn't watched it?
No, she ain't watching it.
I was going around taking black cards for people not watching that.
Man, and it really hits home. I'm from Hollis, Queens, New York. Big up Hollis, Queens. But that happened when I was so young. I didn't know all the details.
Right.
And even though the movie itself, honestly, dramatized and maybe even watered down a little bit. However, oh man, like what they embedded in our heads, like just the images and Corey Wise, his story is the most heartbreaking.
I'm getting goosebumps now.
And it's crazy. It's like I was telling y'all even before off air. Like that whole thing took place right outside of the building that my wife grew up in. Like it's just just to know that all of that just happened. It's that real. Like it touches that home.
So she did an excellent job on the production. Shout out to Eva DeRenee and congratulations on.
Yes, well overdue.
Absolutely.
Well, we're gonna take it a little light because I know I've seen the memes all weekend about your boy, Lil Bootsy.
About Bootsy.
Shout out to Dad. Y'all new member.
They were coming for his head.
I don't agree with coming for his head.
All right. So let me start it off.
I want Frank to start it off.
All right, I'm gonna start that one off because I'm very into this. Just like Jay was about to say, coming for his head. I think it's the way they approached it. There were a few sensible, like everything. You have your sensible members, and then you have your ignorant ones, right? And then it was the ignorant ones that were kind of like coming at him, threatening his life and stuff like that. And
I know he had threats.
Yes, dudes was like almost treating it as though it was a gang, like and the thing is, he could have very well not known. Like I mean, I don't want to be judging a book by its cover. It doesn't look like Boosie went to school. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
He's been a star for a while. So he claims he just saw a red shirt
and
on sale, liked it.
Right.
I mean, maybe he should have asked, but it was just the way that
he did say he knew it was a Kappa shirt.
Okay,
but he just thought he said he thought he would get love from wearing it and not hate. So yeah, I don't.
You being
me being Greek,
frat,
yes, not Not a Kappa, Alpha. Shout out to ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha, Sorority Incorporated. Happy Founders Day today.
Yes, sir.
Ski 5 sisters. But, okay. I don't believe in people. I was never that dude, frat wise. I was never that, don't be throwing up or something, wearing a color. I was never that cat. I don't even wear that much paraphernalia myself.
Right.
But, as far as people saying like, oh, Kappas was going overboard for reacting to it or having a feeling, I think I'll start light and then I'll go heavy. Light, I don't know, and I'm not judging Boosie, but I don't know why as a man you would want to wear something and you don't know what it represents.
Absolutely.
Like, I would never be like, I don't know what this means, but I'm going to wear it. So that's just his code, whatever. Mm-hmm. Secondly, you might, I might walk into your house and see this glass on the table, right? Mm-hmm. And I walk into your home, I see this glass on the table, and your wife comes along and says, hey, turn the TV on, make yourself comfortable, kick your feet up, food in the refrigerator, go get you something to eat, snore, get you a pillow, whatever, do whatever you want. But this glass right here, that means something to Frank. It belonged to one of his family members. Don't drink out of it, drink out of everything else. Mm-hmm. Try not to fiddle with, kind of let it be where it is. Okay. Now, the glass doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
But it means something to you. Mm-hmm. By virtue of the fact that it means something to you, that's all I need to respect it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to mean anything to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then on the level where you get into it, where it's really how people felt about it's really split between how mostly Greeks feel about it and how people who haven't played something feel about it. When purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable.
Okay.
When you don't intimately know what those letters mean, the founders meant, the poor, because almost no Greek letter fraternity or sorority, their letters mean actually anything in Greek. There's a hidden meaning behind it all. Like, for example, for Alpha, the letters mean the fraternity itself has nothing to do with anything Greek. That's just a representation for the world.
Okay.
When you don't intimately know those things, you're going to, even if you don't mean to, you're going to be abusing its purposes. You don't know. So you just kind of respectfully stay away. And other people, the notion of, well, if you gotta be frat to wear it, why do they sell it at the stores? And people,
I originally thought similarly, but then the principal at the middle school I work at, he was like, that's like the hottest seller when you gift people, that make crossovers.
Nobody really buys their own paraphernalia.
Exactly.
Your paraphernalia is like 80%, 90% of your paraphernalia is gifted.
Yeah,
that's number one. Number two, it is a fraternity incorporated. They're all fraternities and sororities incorporated. So the colors don't necessarily belong to them, but those letters, that belongs to them. And the licensure to wear it is membership in the organization.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I'm more on the side of Boosie. I feel like he
didn't know.
It's big enough for him.
I don't think he felt no. He knew.
It was big enough for him, to apologize about it. But I think once they came at him wrong is when they could have took their apology elsewhere. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And because there's always a way about it. Listen, brother, you may not know the meaning.
They could have educated them.
They could have educated them. Because everybody was, I was talking, I got into it with some strangers on Instagram. They was like, who gonna rip it off of them? I was like, well, why you gotta rip it off of them? Right? Let's stop short. How about somebody just have a conversation with them?
Exactly.
But I loved the way he handled it. I loved the way he handled it. He said, hey, I heard y'all stole my song. So listen, I'm not gonna wear it no more, but y'all gotta teach me how to shimmy. Right. That was like a perfect way to do that.
It was the perfect apology.
Yes.
So speaking of apologies, what about Lil Fizz? You think he owes Omarion an apology? Because he is unbothered.
I mean, he can give an apology, but talking about where they can take an apology.
No, Lord. You are so anti.
Because I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like the moment I heard like Tiff was the one that told me about it, I was like, wait, he going to who?
Right.
Wait, Omarion?
Right, and you saw it coming. I don't watch the show.
Oh, you watch Love and Hip Hop?
No, I don't. My wife watches those reality shows, and I gotta walk by the TV.
Yeah. His wife
watches. He walks past the TV. He got the whole storyline walking past the TV.
But you can see it coming. I'm like you. Like, why he with her? Who's that?
Yeah, and it's like that. That was the. I don't care what nobody says. It's an ultimate sucker move. Absolutely. Like you said, Omarion is totally unbothered.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He should get like a trophy for that, man.
He pulled the perfect chess move with that concert move. So it shows that he was bothered. I kind of wish he wouldn't even done that. But that was like, but if you're gonna pull a chess move with, doing, the concert thing.
He fired him on his birthday. On his birthday too.
On his birthday.
On his birthday.
He pulled the Nas card. Nas released Ether on Jay-Z's birthday.
Yes.
So that he pulled the Nas card.
So maybe he was more bothered than
he wanted.
He was bothered, but he just put that chess move on.
Absolutely.
He just kept that grin on his face, like, yeah, I'm good. Watch what I do.
Speaking of perfect time not to cut y'all off, because you sent it to me and I was not cracking up, but I was laughing low key. So we talked about Kel's birthday last week.
Yeah,
why? Because why did his last two girls?
Crazy.
Why were they fighting?
The last two, what I call them?
You said in captivity.
The last two in captivity.
Last two.
Hey man, look, pressure bust pipes. It's just a matter of time. Everybody gonna grow. Like nobody think about it. Fast forward the tape. Nobody's gonna be like 73 years old talk about something y'all don't understand, Rob. So you knew there was gonna be a breaking point at some point, right? Yeah. And it was it. And then the attorney gonna say the fight was staged.
Right.
Man. Listen, if you listen to that fight,
she got hurt.
When you hear that boom, that scream, and then you hear the security lady go, "Ooh, shit."
and when I was watching it, like a minute in, and then the phone hit the floor, I was like, "Oh, that's a thump."
Right,
they thumped it. Ain't nobody pick up the phone. Because if it was staged, somebody would like,
she hit me.
I'm telling you, but that was the moment for me when that security lady said, "Ooh, shit." I'm like, "Oh, this is
like 4 times.
Somebody got rocked
4 times. It was crazy. Shout out to Kels.
Well, then there was an arrest. There were 2 arrests.
2? I thought Jocelyn Savage got arrested.
Well, I think the woman that came with Jocelyn that was there.
Oh, some girl named
I think
Kim.
she might have got arrested that night. Okay. Not sure. They said a 24-year-old was taken into custody at the scene. And then Joycelyn. Joycelyn. She turned herself in later for domestic assault.
Why did the girl call her name was Kim? They called her, like she was his paper handler. They said, why did she get arrested? They jumped her.
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
And see, like, I'm so happy that you guys know about this because I know I speak for millions and millions of people out there. And I'm totally disinterested in R. Kelly. So anything that follows him,
right?
Anything that follows,
through.
Well,
y'all discussed that last week.
It was playing in the background while I was at work today. So I wasn't controlling.
I listened to somebody else play it.
You ain't listened to it at all. They're playing at this sports bar I was at this past weekend. A couple of his songs, like 4 or 5 of his songs back to back.
Oh, it's on the playlist.
It was like 4 or 5 songs, and they was like, we love his music.
I could probably guess for 4 songs too, man.
What we going on?
Yeah,
what else we got? What we starting up next?
We done stirring up. We want you to teach the people about Jay's checkpoints.
Oh yeah.
You got to educate them. You got to bring them back in.
People need to know that.
So y'all can
Jay's checkpoints.
So this is the checkpoints, right? So this is where we go over a fact in dealing with law enforcement. So y'all keep y'all safe and know how to be compliant and know how to raise the right complaints. So, question: did you know that the police do not have to read you your rights when they arrest you?
I did not know that.
I did not know that. I thought that was
it's a common misconception put forth by television. Put the cuffs on, you have the right to remain. And people really fight the police, and they really get to arguing with the police. You didn't read me my rights. It's not a valid arrest. You got to let me go. Absolutely, 1,000% not true. The police only have to read you your rights when you are in custody and they are questioning you. Now, there's 2 points: in custody and questioning. We're going to talk about in custody first. You are in custody with the police whenever you reasonably feel like you are unable to leave. It doesn't matter if they said you're under arrest or not. If you're in the presence of a police officer and you don't feel like you're free to leave, that is what the Supreme Court of the United States has determined to be in custody. Okay. When you are in custody and they are questioning you about a crime, whether it's a crime that could have just happened, the reason that they pulled you over for, anything, when they are questioning you and you are in custody, that is when you have the right to remain silent. Okay? Anything you say, do, can, and will be, you have a right to return, blah, 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 this, that, and the third.
Gotcha.
That applies to questioning. Even they could be questioned by a crime about 20 years ago. That is when you can invoke your right to silence. If they do not read you your rights while you are in custody, that is when you have the right to remain silent. Okay? Anything you say, do, can, and will be, you have a right to return, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. That applies to questioning. Even they could be questioned by a crime about 20 years ago. That is when you can invoke your right to silence. If they do not read you your rights while you are in custody, everything that they say cannot be used against you in a court of law. Now, typically nowadays, because people say they give their rights away and they say, no, I didn't later on, typically the police will give you a piece of paper to sign and say, okay, he's given away his rights, you know, or he or she has waived his rights and they are choosing to go ahead and speak freely. But even if you do waive those rights, you can take them back. 2 questions in, you can say, you know what, I don't want to talk no more. I want to talk to my attorney. So you can, it's in custody. Now, if they aren't questioning you about anything, or even if they are, they can be questioning you all day long, but just be choosing not to use it against you in the court. You know, why you do that, man? That was crazy, blah, blah, blah. But they can't use any of that while you're in custody. But they only when they plan on questioning you about a crime and you're in custody, your rights need to be read. Any other time, it is absolutely, not only is it not necessary, they probably won't read you your rights. Because if I read you your rights and then you invoke them, then they gotta, you know, no one can question you at that point.
So you went down, you explained what constitutes what in custody means. Now, questioning is when they asking you questions about a crime. Question anything that you can incriminate yourself, and questioning includes, it doesn't have to be a question. The Supreme Court has decided questions are also anything that is likely to elicit a response from you. Okay. So that was invoked in the case where they were driving the mother around who was a suspect in killing her own child, and she wasn't talking, she wasn't giving up the body. They had not read her rights, and one of the officers says, you know, it's a doggone shame that girl isn't going to get a Christian burial. And she said, let me tell you what a body is. It's a shame that she's not getting the Christian burial. That was a statement that was likely to invoke a response from the suspect. Okay. So that requires Miranda rights being read first. Gotcha. Okay.
Got any more questions on it? Y'all hit us up on Truth No Chaser.
Give them the call-in number again.
Yeah. The call-in number 678-223-3364. So if I got any questions on that, or even after the show, you can hit us on the Instagram in the comment section. Definitely. At Truth_No_Chaser.
In the phone one more time.
That probably be the best one. 678-223-3364.
Call in with questions.
Yeah.
All right. Absolutely. Next we have The Naked Truth. The Naked Truth is our guest. And today we want to welcome Miss Toya Russel-Phillips.
Give an introduction of
Yes.
Thank you for being with us.
Yes.
Dynamic guest.
Miss Russel-Phillips is former executive director of B-Fly Girls. She has more than 20 years of nonprofit experience. She is a strong advocate for girls and mentoring, and continues to serve girls by launching Girls of Excellence, who I volunteer with as a mentor for Towers High School. Shout out to Towers High School. She serves multiple populations of girls in the Atlanta area and beyond. We want to welcome you guys, Miss Toya Russell-Phillips.
Yay!
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me this evening.
Awesome,
it was fitting for this month because it is National Mentoring Month. So it's a great fit.
Absolutely.
Yes. If you want to give a little bit about your story and we got you involved in it, we'd appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I hail from Detroit, Michigan. So I've been in Atlanta about 8 years now. My story is simply, I was a young girl growing up, inner city. Not a lot of options, not a lot of opportunities. I think we had Girl Scouts back then, not a lot of supportive organizations for girls. Personally, have had my own traumatic experience where I needed someone to talk to.
Right.
And I just didn't have that person. I didn't have it at school. I didn't have it at home. I didn't have it, within my friend circle. And it just would have been nice if I could have had a mentor that really was supportive and kind of was my cheerleader when I was younger. So as I got older, I actually did meet my mentor when I was about 23 years old. And, I still get speechless on how my mentor has impacted my life. And she's still impacting me to this day. And I'm way older than 23. But I really treasure and value that relationship. And going through that experience, I wanted to give back in that way. That was my give back to my community, the girls that we serve every day. And the impact that I'm seeing with so many girls. Right now we're in 25 schools across Metro Atlanta.
Wow.
And, we've got over 43 mentors. We're serving close to 200 girls. And my vision is that we will be a national organization.
Yes.
And so the impact that we can make. There's so much stigma around mental health, but a lot of our girls go through so much mentally that they need that support, emotional support, and just guidance in general. It's a different time. They're exposed to a lot. They see a lot of negativity. Yes. And so I want to infuse more positivity in their life, influence them in a way that they'll be hungry for more. So my program, we recruit mentors 24/7, 365. Miss Ashley knows that. Miss Ashley's been with me 4 years now, 4 years. Great mentor. And we, once we recruit them, they're trained, they're background checked to make sure everybody's safe. And then we partner with the school of their choice. Typically, then I let the mentors pick their own school because logistically it'll work out that it's closer to home, closer to work. And we do 5 girls at a time. So each mentor gets 5 girls, maybe more. Some schools got to try to squeeze in a few more. But we are mentor based. That's our foundation. That's who we are.
And you got to make your way to Miller Grove Middle School because a couple of.
Okay. Let me know.
So what's like your target, I guess, mentee? Like what demographic are you trying to?
So we work with girls in grades 3 through 12. So we start as elementary, middle, and high school, so across the board. Typically, it's girls. I want to serve all girls. So even if they're academically capable, they may have some social emotional issues that they're dealing with. They may be the opposite of that. They may be fighting every day, but they need support. And so usually we're working with a guidance counselor in the school. So they know the girls pretty well, their history, their background, and everything. So a lot of times we get girls with behavior problems or attendance issues or having some academic challenges. But I let the schools select the girls. And most times they want all their girls in the program. So I literally can't get enough mentors to serve all the girls that need us. Some schools have a lot of mentors where I've got 30 girls. Some schools will just have one mentor where we're only serving 5 girls. So it just depends.
Wow. So what keeps you going? Because service is tough. Sometimes you get some blockades. Sometimes you get mentors that you recruit and they don't act right, they don't show up. I can imagine. Do you deal with that sometimes?
Well, you know what? I can say I've been blessed.
Really?
Once they make that commitment, they're committed. The only thing that may change is a life experience. So, their situation may change. They have a new job and they have to move or their schedule change. Not too many mentors. Once they make that decision and they've, met the girls and they see that, they're needed, we've been blessed in the sense that we haven't lost a lot of mentors.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So I want to keep that going. So, anyone out there in the Atlanta area that's interested, definitely look us up, girlsofexcellenceinc.org, and apply to be a mentor. And it'll change your life just as much as you're going to change a young girl's life.
Awesome.
So, so the commitment is a school year. So it is a minute. It's not just, and it's typically bi-weekly. So every other week, depending on the day,
really?
I select it.
Somebody's doing extra credit. Because I know, because I used to, when we first started, working together and building Truth No Chaser, it's like every time I would call her, she's like, hold on, I'm with my mentees. And I'm like, are you raising these girls?
No.
You a mentor or a mama?
Miss Ashley she goes above and beyond. So I'm a vouch for her on that. She, when I got here, she's texting her mentees. So, that is the commitment from the organization that you see your girls at least twice a month and you get that hour with them, 2 hours a month. But between that time, you got to talk to them and, encourage them in between time. So there's no physical contact a lot of times during that off time, but texting, emailing, phone calls are allowed because, it's just twice a month to get to see them, but they got issues 24/7. So they need to reach out to their mentors. So
what do you think the biggest challenge is?
Life in general, sometimes it's different for different ages, but, a lot of times, girls struggle with, we go through, emotional stuff, and stuff sometimes hits us harder that we have to deal with. A lot of the girls that we have, they've got a lot of siblings. Sometimes they feel lost in the sauce with their siblings and they don't have anyone to talk to. There's parental issues. There may only be one parent in the home, or they may be living with grandparents or in foster care. They have, issues with, their sexuality, just trying to figure all that out. Academically, it's like, well, I might not want to go to college, but you're pushed to go to college, and I encourage my mentors to be realistic with our girls, because college is for everyone, but let's figure out what's something that is best for you post high school, so we support them in any way that we can. And I like to take an individual approach, because even though you have a group of 5 girls, that's 5 different personalities. Yeah. Right. And so you need to tap into that to really be supportive of the group of girls that you're mentoring. So that's important too. So we create experiences for them so they can get out and experience different things. That exposure is key, because once you get outside your neighborhood, outside your community, then you develop that desire to be more and do more. And so we also have community service. We had a big day of service this coming Sunday. We're doing shoe boxes of love, and basically we're creating shoe boxes with toiletry items, socks, hats, gloves, chapstick, granola bars, and we're going to donate those shoe boxes to Covenant House of Atlanta, which is a teenage homeless shelter.
That goes a long way.
Long way. I went to the shelter last week, and it's a very humbling experience, because you don't think about those kids that are out there that are homeless. Absolutely. And they're sleeping 6 to a room, trying to figure things out. A lot of them don't have families and support. So I want to show our girls, that, this is what's out here, because a lot of them are, especially in their teenage years, they want to run away and, but it's not where you want to be.
Well, I'm a residential counselor at a group home. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. And just out of curiosity, I have all boys. Have you ever thought about maybe teaming up with another organization, or even opening up maybe another building for, boys?
Well, I'm all about girls, and I would love to team up with someone. If I could find another me, or even someone who's doing it and they're really genuine and authentic with it, I would love to. I'm always asked that when I'm at the schools, when I'm starting the program somewhere. It's like, is there a male? Are you doing males? And I'm like, well, I'm not. I would love, if someone's interested in starting their own, I would love to support them and show them how to do it for boys. But, sometimes it's the message. I'm a woman. I recruit women mentors. We work with girls. That messaging is coming from a woman. So for the male side, they need a male message. Absolutely. They need a male messenger. And so for me to create it, it wouldn't be as beneficial to them unless it was, there was a male that was actually doing it. So yeah, but I've been doing nonprofit for 25 years, so I can get anybody started with structuring and setting up their nonprofit,
Good
if you want to do it.
Yep. Your information.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
might need that. Because he's good with kids.
Yeah.
I'm working with adolescents for a little while now, like, young adults, young men, and definitely have a knack for working with teenagers and stuff like that. I have the patience.
Need us.
I have the patience. That's probably
that's it. The patience.
Not everybody has that.
Yeah.
Any success stories?
Success. Well, Miss Ashley's got some success stories over here. I know she had 2 mentees that went to college last year.
Yes.
They're doing good. I know you keep in touch with them.
The one, Sadidra, started her own hair company.
Yeah.
She has just bought a store. Yes, 18.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yes.
And she was mentor. You be my mentor.
See, I'm telling you, this is what we're working with every day. Yeah.
But she actually went to an event that you invited her to, and she was also being mentored by Pinky Cole from Slutty Vegan. Met her and heard her story. She's like, I want to invest in you as well. So she has a dope story. Like, she took her mom's income tax and went ahead and bought hair from China and started her own. Yeah, amazing young girl. Amazing young girl.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Yep, and Jessica's at Clark.
Yes. DeVita's daughter, DeVita Alberton's daughter, Jessica.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And Deja, she's still at Tennessee State.
She's still in Tennessee State, yes.
Shout out to all these names we dropping.
Hey, those are her yeah, so we try to keep up with them after the fact, and hopefully, I know Deja came back, and she came back last year and told us about her experience, and hopefully we can get Jessica to come back. And so I'm so proud of Saditra. I mean, just her story and having that passion, because we want to encourage entrepreneurship too. As a part of our program, we do Go Money, which is financial literacy for the girls. Those are workshops. We do Ready, Set, Go, which is all about preparation. Okay. Preparing them from elementary to middle to high, and then the high schoolers to real life. And then we have Go Tech, which is all about exposing them to technology. And then finally we have Go Getter, which is about personal development and entrepreneurship. So, so I want to expose them. I'm telling you, my mentor exposed me to so much. I was in community college when we met, and now I have a master's degree and a 25-year career, and starting my own organization. And a lot of that is drive from me, but it's also a combination of having that mentor.
Well, certainly could use a male component to such a wonderful program.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Jay.
Oh, a lot of cat. I'll let you know. I'm ready to be mentored now. I'm ready to be a mentee now.
Oh, okay. Lord knows I need help. I want to own a business. Ashley.
That drive was in her. Well, with it being National Mentoring Month, what is something big going on? I know you mentioned you're going to Washington, D.C.
Absolutely. So it's international. Well, it's National Mentoring Month for the whole country. So right now I'm celebrating all my wonderful mentors. So go to our Instagram at Girls of Excellence Inc. To see our fabulous mentors. But there is a National Mentoring Summit that's happening in Washington, D.C. It's an annual summit. And basically it's all of us like-minded individuals, all passionate about what we do. We get together. It's about 2,000 people that come. But more importantly, I'm hosting a workshop. So the workshop is how to match your mission with their why. And so what that means to me is when I recruit volunteers to my organization, whether it be board members or volunteers or even the girls, they have to believe in what we're doing. That's how we're going to be successful as an organization. So my mentor experience obviously brought me to this point. And so with mentors like Ashley who really believe in it, can see the impact, that's those advocates out there that are going to raise your money, that are going to bring more resources to you, and really build a strong organization for you. And you have to depend on that because we don't pay nobody. Everybody comes as a volunteer, so they got to believe in what you're doing. So that is what I'm going to be talking about at the summit, and it's from January 28th through February 1st.
January 28th to February. Okay, February 1st. Awesome.
Super Bowl weekend.
It is. I'm coming back on Super Bowl day, but it's going to be fun.
Who you calling for the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, my Lions aren't in the game, so.
Oh, no, they ain't gonna be in the game for a while.
Maybe the Seahawks,
You just said my Lions. That's cool. You still a fan. I honor that. No, I honor that. So many people, now they
I cannot be from the D and not honor my Lions.
Yeah, they jump ship down here. Because 75. I didn't know Detroit was on 75, I-75, until I moved to Atlanta. I was like, why are there so many people from Detroit here?
It's a straight shot.
Gracious, they go on 75 and keep going.
Yep.
Well, thank you. We're glad you're
around. How they can find you or sign up to mentor.
Sign up to mentor.
Support, resources.
Absolutely. So find us on the web at girlsofexcellenceinc.org. Again, that's girlsofexcellenceinc.org. You can go there and find out on our events, see our girls in action, and also sign up to be a mentor. Volunteer. Come join us. We need all the help that we can get. So we're recruiting 24/7. So Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. This is great. Yeah. Thanks for your support.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. We'll definitely be helping to spread the word.
People sign up. Mentor.
Yes, volunteer.
Mentor.
Good ones with clean backgrounds, folks.
Exactly.
No Robert Kelly.
See, you had to go there again. You had to go there. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let it go.
Sorry.
Well, you are more welcome to stay if you want to learn some more about Frank's Sports Bar. If not, you're welcome.
He's not talking about my Lions. I'm not sure.
No. So yeah, there's definitely no conversation about the Lions about to take place. Maybe one day.
Frank's Sports Bar. What you got for
Time
the folks
for Frank's
today?
Sports Bar.
Yes, you have entered Frank's Sports Bar. Thank you. This is a place where, again, you can get your sip on and your weekly sports dosage.
So they can hear you.
Right?
Yeah.
Step up to the mic. I'm sorry.
You can pull it over to you.
Toya.
No, you can pull the whole mic over to you.
Oh, okay.
It's like that. There you
There
go.
you go.
Thank you, brother.
See, this is equipment that Jay and Jay made us invest in this equipment for a reason. Frank, better utilize this.
Yeah. Slide that thing a little more. Let folks hear you. No.
Don't cover your face though, because the folks complained about that last week. Don't cover your face.
You good?
No.
I'm good.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So, as long as they can hear me out there, we good.
Not
Let me
really.
jump right into it. We got a lot to cover. All right. First and foremost, first off the bat, no pun intended, we're going to talk about the Houston Astros and this sign stealing scandal they got going on with the Major League Baseball League. Listen, the league is coming down heavy on these cats. They are not letting up. First off, for those who don't follow baseball, let me explain to you what sign stealing is.
Please.
So,
I have no idea.
It's illegally taking the plays and the signs from the baseline coach that gives the signals to the pitchers on which pitch to throw and so on and so forth. So it's illegal to actually take those signals, study them, learn them and stuff like that, and then counteract as far as giving your batter a heads up on what pitch is about to be thrown. Now,
so kind of like
I personally,
is it kind of like New England? Is it kind of like New England still in the?
I feel like that about how
it's kind of like
non-Greeks felt about
Go ahead.
sweatshirt.
Now that part has been a part of baseball forever. So that's why I didn't think that it was illegal.
Right.
But the MLB has issued a 9-page investigation, particularly on the 2017 season. That's the year that the Astros won the World Series. And this investigation led to the suspension of a few people, general manager, the assistant manager, also those two are actually fired. So, I mean, and they were fined, the organization was fined $5 million. The bench coach, Alex Cora, who is currently the manager for the Boston Red Sox, he's also being under investigation because he won the World Series with the Astros in 2017, and he's, quote unquote, the ringleader. And then the Boston Red Sox, the team that he went to the very next year, won.
And they won
the next year. So you're right. So
Go to the Pirates next.
I got the keys.
This thing is not going away. But a lot of people feel it shouldn't have been an issue in the first place. Again, like I said before, since he's been a part of the game for so long, and it's not really confidential. I mean, the guys on the side, giving the signs. I mean, but it's the way they went about it. So I'm happy that you mentioned the New England Patriots because it is similar. They were using camera footage. They were illegally using the dugout phone as well. Wow. Yeah. They were.
Patriots were doing it.
No. This is the Astros. The dugout.
Come on, Jay. Come on, get together.
So
it's like what?
And also they were decoding with the second base runner. He would give signs to the batter as well. They also had a system with a garbage can, like bang on a garbage can 2 or 3 times for a fastball, stuff like that. They had a huge system.
The whole method,
yeah. So to be honest with you, that's probably why people are so up in arms, and a lot of people are calling for their World Series 2017 World Series to be stripped. I don't think that's going to happen. They already lost first and second round draft picks for the next 2 years. So the MLB, I think, is done punishing them, and they're moving on. So we'll see how that unfolds. Anyway, our next story, it went down on Twitter between KD and Kendrick Perkins.
I heard about that. I didn't follow up on it yet.
Me neither.
Well, let me inform you. That's what I'm here for. So, it all started with Russell Westbrook's return to OKC. He plays for the Houston Rockets now. He come back for OKC for and they had a tribute video. And Kendrick Perkins just made a statement that, you know, it's time to tribute the real Mr. Thunder, the franchise, the franchise's best player. You know, so
okay.
The Boston, it is throwing a little shade, but Boston Celtics, social media group, Mark D'Amico, he gets on like, come on, relax,
right?
Relax, Kendrick. We all know that KD is the best, the franchise's best player. So then KD jumps in the mix. And, you know, he's like, well, you know, my early playoff exits were due to having, you know, a bum-ass center that averaged 2 points. Well, that bum-ass center he was talking about was Kendrick Perkins.
But Kendrick was never a scorer.
He was never a scorer, even in Boston, even in his best days.
It's never been his role.
But, you know, KD was kind of like throwing his jab, but then Kendrick kind of got personal with it. Like, listen, you did the sucker move. You went to Golden State. They were 73-9. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's how I feel about sign stealing. You did it.
Hey. So at the end of the day, they had a real big back and forth. It kind of got big. Kendrick cleared the air on the jump and saying he definitely didn't mean that Westbrook was a better player, but what he meant for the organization. You left us for dead. Westbrook stayed. Right. And for that, he is Mr. Thunder.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. Right.
So on the more important news, staying with basketball, shout out to the WNBA. They have a new collective bargaining agreement after months of the league's top players going to social media about their dislikes and their displeasures of their conditions of the WNBA. Well, the league and its players unions opted out a new CBA form that's for an 8-year agreement. Now the agreement entails higher salaries, which is almost triple the amount of what the players were making before. Better conditions as far as travel. If each player will be getting their own hotel room, which I couldn't believe that wasn't a thing already.
Right.
Another thing I couldn't believe already existed was maternity leave, paid maternity leave for all the players. Like, why wasn't that a thing before?
And they're women.
So. Right.
Is that why Skylar kind of hit hers for a while?
Exactly. And it's going to also be a potential 50-50 revenue split, which means shares and sponsorships and endorsements.
Equality.
Well, see, you know what's crazy? With the way what people don't know is the WNBA started off almost with no money.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They almost went under. And remember, the other league, the ABL, they had all the better players. Mm-hmm. They had the WNBA. They had Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie, and they were their poster children. The ABL, which was a cheaper league, they would play in high school gyms and college gyms. Right. They had all of the better players, and it was like the NBA WNBA situation where they just had to merge with them.
Right. So I mean, there's a lot left to go over, and there's also a lot that can be done. But at least they're moving in the right direction.
Right.
So shout out to the WNBA for real. On Monday we had the national championship, LSU versus Clemson. It seemed like it was going to be like a defensive brawl, like the person that was going to draw first blood was going to run away with the game, but that's kind of not what happened, right? Like Clemson came out 17-7, but then like once LSU got, once they got moving and forget about it, they just never looked back. And shout out to Randy Moss. He got the chance to see his son Thaddeus Moss, who plays tight end for LSU, number 81. Yeah, he was in the cheap seats. That was kind of crazy. That just goes to show you how expensive those championship tickets are.
I had them student seats, man. Them student parent section seats.
They get first dibs?
Nah, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works at all. Alumni get first.
Yeah, that alumni will beat your butt.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Burrow, man. Joe Burrow was just too much for Clemson at the end of the day. That white boy bad, bro. He bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. But he also like 40. He like 30.
Like Chris Winkie. Nah, he's gonna be something in the league.
23, I think. Yeah, he's gonna be something. He's gonna get picked up quick. So NFL playoffs. My Cowboys weren't in it, so I can't really talk that much trash. But Lions definitely weren't in it.
Found somebody to pick on.
Thank you for staying around.
Found somebody to pick on.
Thank you for staying around, though. But pretty predictable in the NFC. Green Bay took care of business against Seattle like we expected, and the Niners took care of business against the Vikings. But the AFC kind of got a little wild. That Kansas City Houston game was crazy. It started off 24-zip. Houston was just hopped on Kansas City, and then it's like
They went to sleep.
All of a sudden, it was just like a totally different game. Like you play spades, you know. Yeah, so you ever have like a, you know, you count in your hand. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill him with this. You know, you got an ace in your hand. She just throw it out like real nonchalantly. Like, I know, I'm just go ahead and pack that up. Give me that book. And then somebody just cut it right off the block. You're like, shit, I didn't know. Damn, I thought that was gonna work. Okay, well, my ace got cut right off. And you look at your partner like, my bad, man. That was one of my. That's exactly what happened in the Houston KC game. It was like, what happened? And they just scored 41 unanswered points.
They went to sleep.
I called it on Facebook though. It was 24-0. I said it. I said, watch, they gonna win, because it was just like the Falcons when they got beat.
Yeah, gotta bring that up.
No, but it was the same thing.
Absolutely.
It was more so KC being in their own way. And
I started to say something to you like you're crazy. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't press send. So, like, thank God I didn't say that, because he would have had bragging rights to say, you know, like, I told you so. Right. So, anyway, and Baltimore got knocked out by Tennessee, man. Like,
let's go to sleep on that one.
Yeah, I was like, what in the world? But, you know, they just found the formula. Derrick Henry. They just found the formula. You know, at the end of the day, they're just running the ball down everybody's throat. It's like the game plan. Mike Vrabel was just going and say, all right, so listen, we just going to get a ball to Derrick. And
just run.
Only time we're not gonna get a ball to Derrick is when he drinking water.
And it's Tannehill making quality throws.
But it's like he only needs 70 yards because his running back getting 196. Come on, son. Like,
if as long as Tannehill makes the throw, you know.
So my prediction for the Super Bowl: San Francisco versus Kansas City. However, I do have a conspiracy theory. I don't know if you guys know, Green Bay versus Kansas City was the very first Super Bowl number 1 and 2, actually. This is the 100th year anniversary of football. This is very rigged if they make this a matchup. In the 100th
you heard it here first, y'all. Frank Sports Bar.
In the 100th year,
who won that first one?
Football, Green Bay. Green Bay won that first one. But the fact that those two teams, what better narrative?
Yeah, Trick Daddy, what's my man? Coach Randy Reed, they call him Trick Daddy. He need to finally go back.
He need to get one.
He need to at least go back.
He didn't get it done with Philly, so he need one. So on to one of my favorite parts of the show, of my segment, Call a Cab, and we got a 2-for-1 special with this one. So after a night of partying, after a night of partying with other athletes at Katina Frida in California, Julian Edelman was arrested and accused of vandalism in Beverly Hills after jumping on the hood of a vehicle and causing damage. All right. So Edelman has since declined all comments on all social media outlets or all media outlets.
As he should.
Right. But I'm 1,000% sure that whatever the reasoning was, he definitely could have used a cab. And his teammate, Patrick Chung, the young star safety from New England, he was also arrested for possession of cocaine. But those charges were conditionally dismissed.
I wasn't ready for that.
They need the checkpoint.
Yes, this is New England, baby. This is New England. This is what we do.
Checkpoint.
Look, y'all hit me up. Y'all need some of your lights with the police.
New England got murderers, all that, you know. So he was arrested again for possession of cocaine, but those charges were dropped after he did a plea deal with prosecutors, and the deal entails good behavior for 2 years. Periodic drug tests, 40 hours of community service. This is unnecessary supervision for a grown man, if I must say so myself. And just playing around with that white girl, that's just doing too much. And that's what this segment is for people that's doing too much. We need to call both Julian Edelman and Patrick Chung a cab. And last but not least, we have
my favorite part.
Yes, my bibulous pick of the week.
Bibulous pick of the week.
So we acknowledge the people that need to have a cab call for them because they're doing too much. This one is going to be the person that can drink everybody on the table and should be your hero. And this one is going to go to the entire athletic department of UGA. I've been following this story for a little while. Devon Gales, he's a Southern University player that was paralyzed during one of the UGA games. But this story I'm covering is more so about UGA because it is very touching. They have been just 100% in the family's life, making sure that the bills are paid, the life gets better, his life is a little bit easier. He made his found a lot in Jackson County, and on that lot, basically they just built a home that just completely 100% handicap accessible, or handicapable, I should say, accessible. And again, providing them with money for to cover their medical bills and things of that nature. So, big shout out to UGA for that. That's my bibulous pick of the week, and I'm gonna sign off with Jimmy Johnson. Shout out to former Dallas Cowboy coach Jimmy Johnson for finally getting in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
that was a big deal
Bill
for
Coward
me.
did it.
Shout out for all the work you did.
Bill Coward.
Shout out for all the work you did at the University of Miami. Appreciate that. I'm gonna X out everything you did.
NFL has acknowledged him, and he's now gonna be wearing that gold jacket, and they presented to him on his show, which was very classy.
That's
so shout out to him, and that will be it for Frank's Sports Bar. Bar's closed, and on to the next.
We will take some call-ins.
Yeah, we have some calls.
Chaser part. Y'all blowing the phone up, so they must got something they want to say.
Yeah, while Frank was finishing it, y'all better call.
The bibulous.
Well, Frank was doing finishing up the bibulous.
I love the word bibulous.
Yes.
Yeah. I like
so call back in now. You missed a few of our phone calls. We're going to do no chaser portion. Basically, just talk about what Frank talked about, as well as take call-ins if you want to just touch on what Miss Toya talked about as well. So if you have calls for Miss Toya, Frank's Sports Bar, or Jay and I, now is the time to call in.
Right. Absolutely.
Is it bothering you?
Yeah,
Jay is very anal about
these.
We got a first call.
We got a little call.
Okay. You ready? Hello. You're on with Truth No Chaser.
What's going on? It's Brad calling in from South Carolina.
Big Brad, what up, boy? What's going on?
What's going on, man?
What's
going on?
What's your question for us?
You got a question or comment, brother? Share.
Just comment, man. I just want to say this is a real dope platform, real dope podcast, which I have going on. I caught a little bit of it in the beginning. I think when Jay was speaking on the Miranda rights and with questioning versus being in custody, I think that's something that's real dope that a lot of people really don't know. Because I was even blown by some of the stuff that he actually said, so I'm gonna have to run it back so I can catch everything. But because I was driving it, at the time. But most definitely, I just wanted to call in and say y'all have a very good podcast going on right now.
We appreciate that, brother. We appreciate that. Spread the word.
Yes, sir. Spread the word. Appreciate that, and keep tuning in every Wednesday, 7:00, man.
We got another caller coming.
Go to YouTube and subscribe as well. We got another caller calling in. Thanks, Brad.
All right.
You welcome.
All right, later.
Hello. You're on with Truth No Chaser.
Hi, how are you tonight?
We are lovely.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm calling because there was a part of your segment that just sparked a sense in me that I just wanted to share something. Is that okay to do that right now?
Sure.
Absolutely.
So we were talking about police officers and being raised by a police officer, a black police officer, being surrounded by that fraternal order of police that I grew up with my entire life. So I have an unprecedented respect. I was raised with a respect to, a sense of respect for police officers. I'm dealing with this conflict of being raised in that environment and seeing what I'm now seeing from police officers against our young black men.
Right.
And it's not just white officers. It is some of our black brothers in uniform who are also culprits in this. How do I deal with that inside myself to know that I was raised to respect this badge? I was raised by a black officer. I know there are good men in uniform, but where are they?
I'd like to respond to that a little bit. I didn't go over that, but prior to all of my current career endeavors, I did have a 14-year career in law enforcement. And I don't know if you could tell by watching, but I am black. And
kind of figure that.
Yeah. I almost, and I can, you know what? I'm not even gonna say almost. There were probably instances throughout my career where I was caught up. Never did anything wrong or criminal or beat anybody or anything like that. But you almost justify certain things because you're caught up in it. You can easily get caught up in the culture. And your conflict with respecting the badge, that's actually a really deep conversation that I actually have offline with a lot of folks. One of the ways I look at it is like respecting the office of the presidency, no matter who's currently in it. The office of the presidency deserves respect regardless of the person. The reason why that's key is because if we maintain respect for the office, then we keep the standard of what should be done in there. And you keeping that standard is what holds the bad officers accountable. It's what causes the citizens to come up with innovative ways and be a part of the proper groups and be a part of the proper interest groups to make sure that the standard is kept. These bad officers and these bad officers end up being bad supervisors and bad chiefs of police and things like that. The one thing they hate is accountability. Accountability keeps them from operating the way they want to. One thing that they hate is black folks who know and have influence. So I would just encourage you, and to really put it short, because this is a really deep conversation. It's really a conversation that's based on the word being liminal, how you can see one side of the point and also be intimately being of knowledge of the other side of the point. And that's actually a really powerful position. It's so powerful it's so powerful that cops are afraid of folks like you, because you have intimate knowledge, but you also know what's right and what's not right. And you can use that in several ways to keep the standard raised and really affect change. So we can actually talk a lot more offline on that. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I really would appreciate it, because I honestly do. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled. Either you're with us or you're not.
Always go with what's right, regardless if it's a badge or not.
Well, make sure you subscribe to our website as well as our YouTube channel, and we will make sure to keep in touch with you.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And actually,
Thank you
so much for taking my call.
Yes, if you have Instagram or Facebook, leave us a message so we can basically stay up with you.
I will do. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
That was a great call.
That was a good call.
I was like, Jay, answer that question.
That actually could have went a little longer, but I know we don't have.
That's a whole nother show.
That is.
I should have told her to watch the. If you're still watching, caller, watch. So you may not be aware, but we are doing a documentary series called Darker Than Blue, and part 1 is already on Truth No Chaser. And it's on our Facebook and it's on our Instagram. Please watch it. It's an 8-minute short little documentary on exactly what you're talking about. And it starts off from the black male perspective. And later on, we're going to cross over and do some things from the police perspective, especially with black police officers. So please check that out. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Somebody's doing it.
Won't he do it?
Somebody's doing it.
All right, moving on to the next portion is the motivational moment for the day.
Motivational moment. We actually got a word for us, because I need some mentor. Some motivation. I definitely need you to be my mentee. That's for sure.
No, you the mentee, man.
Yeah, my mentor. Yeah. See what I mean?
But yes, if you follow AC Speaks, I talked about this week was vision. Pastor preached on Sunday, and it's crazy because you just mentioned as well, Miss Toya, about you see a vision for Girls of Excellence, and my word this week is vision. For Truth and Chaser, we see a vision of us going above and beyond that anyone can even think of. We start out small, but we see the sky's the limit, and that's important in life. You have to have a vision. If you do not have a vision, you were aimlessly walking around, lost, confused, no direction. So Pastor preached this Sunday about write it out, plain and simple. No matter how crazy it may look to you, no matter how crazy it looks to somebody else, write your vision and pray over it. Ask God to give you clarity on your vision, because it is very important. Again, you don't want to wake up one day and feel like you're just stuck, complacent, lost with no direction. So for us, when we regrouped this past December, our main thing was our vision. What do we see for ourselves? Where do we see this going? And again, we said we want to take it to as far as it can go, because we believe in our brand. And it's very important to not only get a vision, but be mindful in who you share it with, because not everybody is going to be in agreement with your vision. God didn't give it to you to see it. He gave it to me to see it. So people that are negative and small-minded will try to put you down because they're not happy with themselves and they themselves have no vision. So first thing I encourage you to do this week is to write your vision down, pray over it, ask God to give you clarity, because that is very important. You do not want to be stuck in life living just lost and confused. And the last thing is be careful in who you share it with. I have a team surrounding me, and I am blessed and I am thankful for God, because we see each other and we see where we can go, and we're going to the moon.
Amen.
So in this motivational moment, write down your vision and pray over it, and be careful who you share it with.
Mm-hmm. All right, that was a great moment.
Yes.
I feel motivated. Still need a mentor, but I feel motivated.
We're gonna get you somebody, Jay. We're gonna get you somebody.
I need a lot of people. It takes a village.
For you, it does. Definitely does.
That's stuff. Right, be careful who you share with. That's
yes. Not everybody's happy for you.
Yeah. J. Cole has a line of if they don't know your dream, they can't shut it down.
That's it.
That's dope.
Very deep. Very deep. So last call, y'all. Last call.
So recaps. Watch the Darker Than Blue documentary that's already out there. Part 2. Still working on editing out part 2 of the barbershop conversation that we had. What else? Buy your Truth No Chaser.
Buy your Truth No Chaser gear.
Gonna be expanding that very soon.
See my wine glass, y'all.
We're gonna be expanding our gear, some real fly stuff. Frank and I, your personal Truth No Chaser models.
Exactly.
Time for Ashley to scoot aside all of the pictures of her. It's time for the dude.
Yeah, take some more. But Frankie's good. No, trust me. Frankie was our ambassador because this dude coming out with videos, remember real smooth, looking at the lip video, looking at the lip video.
Maybe tuck mine in.
Was like, really, Frank? But yes, go to our website. Tell them about the website. Tell them the website.
Our website, thetruthnochaser.com. Thetruthnochaser.com. Go on there, buy your gear, keep up with us and all that.
And go to YouTube right now to subscribe.
Yes. So we got YouTube, we got the website, we got our social media. You can find us everywhere, all right?
And on YouTube, we're at The Truth No Chaser.
Yeah.
So go subscribe now. Subscribe to the website. Get your gear. Go get your sister's book. Say that
yes,
again where they can go
Mistress,
find it.
ISBN number. Y'all been looking at it.
He is so creative. So creative.
Actually, my mom's made this when we did her.
Oh, your mom is dope.
Yeah, she is. She when we went to the her book release up at Monticello. So the whole family, we all had these on. Yeah, we was representing strong. I told you I'm a fool with it. So yes, the book Mistress. She's got another book coming out soon. Be on the lookout for that. But 2020 NAACP Image Award nominated author.
Congrats again to our platinum member.
That's it.
So that is it for this week, y'all. We look forward to seeing you same time, same place.
Thank you again, Ms. Toya, for coming. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for coming, Ms. Toya. Thanks for the call-ins. Keep them coming in. Keep them coming.
Peace.